Okay. And you can see the presentation. Is that right? Make sure. Pull that up. Perfect. Yes. Okay, so we are going to jump right in and get started here. And if you are continuing to come on in, you can say hello in the chat if you want. You can, all right, let me just make sure I have everything figured out here. This is my computer's being very weird today. It's like two different options to see Zoom and to see the presentation. So let me just, I'm going to stop sharing for 1 second and then I'm going to reshare it and see if I can see the both of them in one place. Okay, just going to go with it. Hopefully, we can see both. Okay, welcome to Weight Loss Reimagined. I am so excited to bring this presentation to you today, this masterclass, and I have never really taught this concept in this way before. So I'm really excited to bring it to you. I'm really excited that you are here. If you have any questions as we go about, please go ahead and drop them in the chat. I probably won't look at the chat until the end of the class today, just because I don't want to get distracted or anything, but I will answer any questions that you may have or any comments that you have. I will read them afterwards. So feel free to drop them in. And if I get a chance to take a look at them, I will. I, again, just want to make sure that I am not pulling away from the presentation at all. So it looks and sounds like you can hear me and see me okay and see the presentation. If any of that changes throughout, please let me know. I know the last time I did one of these, I did the whole thing and nobody could see me on video. So I think we've remedied that. But just in case, please do let me know. And I'm going to figure out the controls here. So, first, want to start out with just letting you know what we are going to cover today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into weight loss, specifically the old rules and structure that we have maybe been conditioned to believe we have to follow in order to lose weight, and why those things aren't always enough. Why maybe have helped you to lose weight in the past, but not keep them off, or why they have felt really hard for you to sustain over a longer period of time, or maybe even why it's felt hard to even stop. So, I'm going to walk you through what I have seen with my clients as the main things. And I'm also going to talk to you about why these things don't work and what the real problem is when it comes to weight loss. And I promise it's not you. Even if you feel like you have tried everything and nothing works and you have tried all of the things out there, I promise you it is not you. And I'm going to cover exactly what it is today. And then I'm going to walk you through a simple process to help you reimagine weight loss and what it could look like for you and how you can lose the weight and confidently keep it off. And then at the end, we'll have some time for questions. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat again. I'm going to tell you about opportunities to work with me and about what my program is, if that's of interest to you, what the next steps would be with that. So, to start off, I want to introduce myself. Whether you are just meeting me for the first time or you have been in my world for a little while, I do want to take the time to introduce myself. I'm Abby. I am a board certified health and life coach. I help women to lose weight and confidently keep it off in a way that works with their lives and most importantly, their favorite parts of their life. So, as we go through today's class, I want you to think about areas of your life that maybe you have thought you needed to give up in the past in order to lose weight and to confidently be able to keep that off. I do this by working with women in what I call my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method, which I'll talk to you about at the end of the class today. If you're interested in learning more, what specifically that is, why this is different, and why this is really important to me and special to me. And to just give you some background information before becoming a coach, before helping women to transform their lives and to create healthier habits and lose weight and feel more confident in their body, I struggled with my body and my weight for over 20 years of my life. I did all of the things. I tried every diet. I jumped from plan to plan. I was constantly losing weight to gaining it back. I was constantly thinking something was wrong with me, that other people could do it and I couldn't. And it wasn't until I discovered the tools that I now help my clients with that all of that changed for me. And I'm going to walk you through how this may be coming up in your life and what you can do right now to walk away with a new perspective and a better understanding of, oh, maybe this has been what's missing. So that is, I don't know why. That is my promise for you today. I want you to walk away from this masterclass with a new understanding of your weight loss journey to date. I want you to gain a new perspective on weight loss as a whole, but also what your journey could look like moving forward to really understand what's been keeping you stuck, where those challenges have maybe knocked you down, and how you can move through them in a completely different way moving forward. And to have a very simple plan for you to approach weight loss and to be able to keep it off. So, this call, if you were on this call, you probably want to lose weight. Maybe you have been struggling to lose it. Maybe you have been struggling to keep it off. Maybe you have been struggling to even get started. But this is for you if you want to lose weight and you want to lose it in a way that you feel confident you have lost it for the last time. This is the number one goal that I have for all of my clients is to not only help them to lose the weight, but to do it in a way that gives them the tools and the skills that they need to be able to keep it off no matter what life brings their way, where life takes them, or what comes up for them. Sorry, my computer is a little slow today, so the slides are taking a minute to change. Okay. So, very simply put, weight loss is being in a calorie deficit. This is what weight loss is. If you expend more calories than you take in, you lose weight. Of course, it's not that simple, right? There are other factors that can play into it. Our hormones can play into it, our stress can play into it, the amount of sleep that we get can play into it. But very simply put, this is weight loss. This is what it comes down to. It's calories in versus calories out. What I have found is that most women, and this was me as well, so as we go through this class, every time I say most women, I include myself in this. This is me. This was me. This is everything that I struggled with. And it's everything that I see my clients struggling with and what I hear from women out in the world as I talk to them is that we know what weight loss is. We understand the concept behind it of calories in versus calories out. And then the way that we try to achieve that is by implementing restrictions in our lives, labeling food as good or bad, or I can have this and I can't have that. We try to find a specific plan that we have seen somebody else get success with, or we've heard this is the thing to do in order to lose weight. We look for that perfect plan. We spend a lot of time searching for it and trying to prepare ourselves for it. We think that it requires us to be really strict. We look at all of the things that we have to do and we should do, and we create this set of rules in our lives that can often be very overwhelming, but we think this is what's required to do it. We also think that part of this is, well, I can't do the things in my life that I've always been doing, and I can't have all of this fun because the fun is making me gain weight, or the fun is making me not be able to lose the weight. And so we look at scaling back our lives, but really scaling back the areas of our lives that we really enjoy. And then we can also look at, okay, but I've got to count. I've got to know all of the calories that I'm putting into my body. So I know all of the calories that I'm expending from my body. And then I need to track everything. And I should probably weigh things because this person over there is weighing their food and they're getting results. And then I've got a plan and I've got to look at my entire week and I need to know exactly what to eat, when I need to eat it, what day of the week I'm eating these things. And I got to do all of the prepping for it. This is the cycle that we get ourselves in. And sometimes we take one of these things and then we layer on the other things. So we think that we need to restrict things, and then we think that we need to be really strict about it. And then we think we need to track and plan and prep, and it's exhausting. And this is why these things don't work. So I want you to really think about how this has shown up in your life and your weight loss journey, and to think about the times where you have maybe thought that you needed a strict plan or a specific plan, and when you needed to count and track or restrict and pull back on your life. And I want you to think about how it came to a turning point where you were like, this doesn't work, I'm out. What I have found is that the reason why these things don't work is because they never actually take you into consideration. It's a plan that worked for somebody out there, but it doesn't actually factor in what's going on in your life. It doesn't factor in your body and the way that your body responds to things. It doesn't factor in your life, how busy your life is, when the different seasons of your life are, when you're busy, when you're not, if you have kids, if you don't, if you've got a job where you're working overnight. It doesn't factor in any of the time that you have available. It's just here's this plan and here's the time that you need. And it has no indication of you. So think about that. Everything that you have tried in the past, all of the things that haven't worked, all of the things that have frustrated you in your journey, have they ever actually taken you into consideration and spent time on your body, your life, your time? Oftentimes, we feel like we're missing out on something. We do these plans and then we feel like we're cutting back on our lives and we're missing out on this big part of it, and usually a part that we really love. And then that feels really daunting because we're like, but we love this thing, but now I can't do this thing. And then we can't wait until we can get back to that thing. So there's always this element of like missing out on something that weighs on us. A lot of the times we look at these things that we have to do, the counting, the tracking, the meal planning, the prepping, the specific plan that requires you to work out for this amount of time and eat this way. And now you've got to go and find all of these things that you need to eat. And you're like, how do I have time for this? I barely have time as it is in my day. And now I have to do all of these extra things. And that becomes really overwhelming. That becomes really hard. And so then it doesn't last, or you don't even start it. And the biggest reason why these things don't work is that it doesn't address the real reason why so many women struggle to lose weight and to keep it off. And that is really what I want to talk to you about today. And that's what I want you to take away from this class. The real reason that women struggle to lose weight. And again, I want you to think about the times that you have tried to lose weight, or if you're in the middle of your journey right now, how this may be coming up for you, but really think about, how has this shown up in my life? How is it true that this is the reason why I couldn't do it? The real reason that you struggle to lose weight is what I call your inner mean girl. Sometimes we think the inner mean girl is really loud and obnoxious and a lot of this negative self-talk. And she is, right? Sometimes we think, oh, it's the voice who's like, you're so fat. You can't do it. You need to lose weight. You've let yourself go. That is a part of it. But sometimes that's not the voice in our head that's keeping us from losing weight or from being able to keep it off. Sometimes that's not the exact voice that's keeping us on the roller coaster of diets. Sometimes that voice is a lot quieter, a lot more subtle. Sometimes that voice shows up as doubt or fear or complacency. Sometimes it's perfectionism. And this can show up at every stage in your journey. It can show up before you even start. Well, I don't know if I should try anything else. I've tried all of these other things and they haven't worked. What makes me think this thing's going to work? What if I fail? What am I going to do if I try one more thing and that doesn't work? What am I going to tell people? Or I don't feel like it. It's fine. I'm okay. And yet deep down, you're like, I'm so uncomfortable. I want to lose weight. I want to feel more confident in my body and who I am and what I do. And I don't know how to do that. But your inner mean girl is just very complacent. She's like, you're fine. It's okay. Keep going. And then this need for perfectionism, to feel like we need to be ready, that we need to have more time or we need to have more energy. These are all of the ways that your inner mean girl can be showing up throughout your journey, right? And she can show up even when you've gotten started. And I'm going to walk you through some of these examples today because I really want you to think about how is it that she is showing up in my life. If you are struggling to lose weight or to create healthier habits or to feel more comfortable in your own skin, how is your inner mean girl showing up for you? I promise you, she is there. Your inner mean girl thrives on comfort, on efficiency, on what she knows. She is very adverse to change. She doesn't want you to change. She does not want you to do anything differently. She could care less if you lose weight because that takes her out of the comfort of what she knows. She loves the comfort zone, even when your comfort zone is the most uncomfortable place that you could be because you so badly want to lose weight and feel better in your body. She doesn't care. She wants you there. Your brain likes efficiency. It likes the simplest way to do things, and that is what it knows. That's what your inner mean girl latches onto. It's a protective mechanism to keep you safe, and yet when it comes to change, it's the most difficult, uncomfortable place for you to be. So we just want to recognize, oh, these voices are here because it's trying to keep me safe in what it knows. And in order to step out of that, I've got to quiet her down. I've got to get comfortable with the uncomfortable and do the things that move me forward, even when I don't feel like it. So remember, she's complacent. She's going to tell you you don't feel like it. But when you want to change and you want to lose weight, that's one of the biggest lies that you can tell yourself. You do feel like it. You do want it. And even if you don't feel like it, you do want it. And sometimes we need to just remind ourselves of that. So I told you I wanted to walk through kind of how this can look or sound like in your journey. So if we go back to the things that we do in order to lose weight, we know weight loss is calories in versus calories out. And then we try to solve it with restrictions and strict plans and cutting back on our lives. Here are some examples of how your inner mean girl could be showing up throughout your journey. And let me know if this resonates with you at all. If this is, you're like, yep, I've heard these stories. I get it. This is how it is. Or if you have a different story that shows up for you that's not listed here, I would love to hear that as well. So when you think you have to implement all of these restrictions in your weight loss journey in order to get to where you want to be, it often sounds like I can't have that or I can't do that. I really want to, but I shouldn't, or I can't. I'll have to start all over again. Comes up as I messed up. I fell off track. I can never stick with anything. I have no willpower. What's the point? I can't do it. I hear that a lot from women. What's the point? I already messed up. And then they just let everything go. That's your inner mean girl right there. That's getting trapped in the stories that she tells you. Stories that feel really true, but really because she's just been running the ship. When we think we need to follow a specific plan, it comes down to I have to do this. If I don't do this, I fail. It often feels really hard, and we think, I don't know if I can keep up with this. I don't know if I have time for this. How am I going to fit this all in? I can't do this. This is too hard. Notice all of the doubt, all of the fear that creeps in when your inner mean girl is there chirping in your ear. When you think I have to scale back my life, again, she's there. You can't do that. You can't go out. And then you think, well, I can't go out. I'm going to fall off track. I can't wait until this is over. Have you ever had that thought? Like, as soon as I get there, I can have fun again. I can live my life again. I can do this thing. And then you get there and you do the things you couldn't wait to do. And all of a sudden the weight's back on. You're like, wait, what happened here? It's because your inner mean girl was telling you had to cut that all out and you didn't know how to actually live your life with it and lose weight. The entire time that you are trying to lose weight and you're scaling back your life, you're thinking, this sucks. I don't want to be doing this. I just want to lose the weight, but I don't want to do any of these things. That is not a sustainable way to lose weight. Counting, tracking, planning, prepping. Ugh, gosh, unless you love it, you hate it. I don't know that there's really an in between. I think there are people out there that love it and it works for them. And then there's the rest of us. And oftentimes we hate it. And then we think that, oh, I forgot to track something. So now I'm done. I fell off track. Now what? I don't have time for this. This is so time consuming. This is so hard. Oh, this is so boring. I have to write down everything that I ate. No. How am I supposed to do this? I'm so busy all of the time. I work 12 hours of the day. I'm supposed to write down everything that I ate. I have to plan on top of that and then track everything. I can't wait until this is over. I don't want to do this. Have you ever done something because you think you need to do it and you're like, I really don't want to be doing this? This last one I think is really interesting to think about is when I do this, I know I'll lose the weight. I have found so many women get stuck in this trap of like, oh, if I need to lose weight, I'll just go and do this thing. It's often very restrictive. It's often very disruptive to their life, but they know they can do it for a short amount of time. And so they go and do it. And then they cut out all of these calories and they lose all of the weight. And then they end up right back where they started. They got to where they were, they did their thing, and then they gained it all back. That's when you know this thing that I know I can do this to lose weight is not the thing for you. If it was the thing for you, you would have kept with it and you wouldn't have gained the weight back. That's where we want to focus our attention. That's what you want to get really clear on and really good at. And then time, big one, right? When your inner mean girl is in your ear, you never have time for anything. You never have enough time. Everything feels really hard. It feels like it takes too long. You are constantly looking at how busy you are, how you're going to fit everything in. You can't possibly imagine how you're going to do this and do this on a continual basis. This is your inner mean girl story about time. When you are trying to lose weight with your inner mean girl chirping in your ear, weight loss will always feel hard. It will always feel exhausting, draining. It will always feel complicated and overwhelming. And when those are the primary feelings that are driving your journey, it will always be unsustainable. Nobody wants to live their life doing things that feel hard and draining and complicated and overwhelming and exhausting all of the time. At some point, everything shifts and you will go back to what feels easy. And what feels easy when you are pushing hard and complicated and overwhelming will be the thing that causes you to gain the weight back. That's where we've got to switch things around. We've got to change weight loss from feeling complicated and overwhelming and unsustainable and tiring and exhausting and draining and all of the things to the thing that fits with your life. Because this is exactly what happens. Eventually, you give up. You carry all of this with you, and it's too hard. You doubt yourself more. You get really frustrated. The littlest hiccup, you've messed up, you fell off track. You get really annoyed with yourself. You beat yourself up. Then you're really disappointed in yourself. The overwhelm builds. Then you start to doubt yourself even more. I knew I couldn't do this. I don't know why I thought I could change. And then you just feel defeated. And eventually you give up. You throw in the towel because it's too hard. I threw this in here because I think this is really important to know is that any plan out there is a good plan. This is why there are so many plans and ways to lose weight. If you just Google weight loss plan, my gosh, I don't even know how many search results you would get. A lot. Because every plan has worked for somebody. Every plan could work for you. But if your inner mean girl is still in your head, feeding you these same stories over and over again, making it hard, making it complicated, making it something that you have to shut out all of the favorite parts of your life for, it will never last. Again, think about your journey so far. Have you embarked on a journey without that inner mean girl chirping in your ear? This is where I want you to think about reimagining what weight loss could be for you. Reimagine weight loss without that negative self-talk, without the doubt and the fear holding you back, without needing to feel overwhelmed or scaling back on your life. Just imagine that that is a possibility for you. Weight loss reimagined is simple. It's doable. It's achievable. You can see, oh, I get this. I could do this thing. You start to build belief in yourself. Weight loss reimagined is on your terms. It takes you into consideration. It looks at your life and the parts of your life that you are like, I'm not changing these things. I love these things. I'm not changing them. And it allows you to create rules around those things. You get to decide the rules always. Somewhere along the line, culture has told us we don't get to do that. We have to follow these other rules, and we've just believed them. We've just told ourselves that these are the right way to do it and the rules that I have to follow so many times that it feels like the truth. And it's not. You get to write your own rules. I promise you, you can write your own rules. And weight loss reimagined is, oh gosh, is really motivating because it doesn't feel so hard. It doesn't feel so complicated. You get to look at all of the steps that you have taken and you celebrate them. You see the progress that you've made, whether it's on the scale or in your life, you see it. And when you see it, you can't unsee it. And that is so motivating. So let's rethink weight loss. Let's rethink weight loss without your inner mean girl. What would it be like if she wasn't chirping in your ear, telling you it's so hard? You can't do it. You've already tried everything, nothing works. What if she wasn't there telling you you don't have time for this? How am I going to fit this all in? What if you got to decide how much time was needed? What if you got to decide that the time that you have today is enough? What if you just allowed it to be enough? What if you made decisions for you? Weight Loss Reimagined is all about creating a plan for you, for the goals that you have for yourself, for your body, for your time, and your life. And then I want you to think about doing this in a way that works for you, that you can do every single day of your life in the simplest, most doable way possible. And think about showing up as that version of you, the woman who knows that she's going to lose the weight, that she can do it on her own terms. Think about the confidence that that would build every step of the way, how you would handle the challenges that come your way. This is what's available to you. This is what's available when you allow yourself to be like, oh, these old rules, they didn't work for me. Not from a place of judgment or defeat. Like I tried that and it didn't work, and now I get to do this other thing. But it does come with a level of giving yourself permission to do this other thing. Your inner mean girl, again, is not going to want to allow you to have permission. She's going to pull you back into your comfort zone. Give yourself permission to do this. What would that be like? And this is it. Weight loss reimagined is deciding that you want it. You want to lose weight. You want to feel healthier. You want to feel more comfortable in your own skin. You want to do it in a way that works with your life. You don't want it to be hard or complicated anymore. You want it to be simple. It doesn't mean it's always going to be easy, right? Simple and easy are very different, but it can be simple. It can be doable. And if you want that, then instead of thinking, here's all of the things that I have to do, start thinking about, here's the woman that I need to be. If I want to lose weight and confidently be able to keep it off, I'm going to show up every day as the woman who believes that she can create that for herself. I'm not going to forget about that. That's who I am now. And then every time your inner mean girl chirps up, you got to bring yourself back to no, no, I'm the woman who shows up for her goals and believes that she can achieve them. And there is a massive shift that happens when you allow yourself to do that. And this is why this works. It quiets the noise. The, the noise of your inner mean girl, that negative self-talk, the doubt, the fear. It's not that it goes away. It's not that it magically disappears. It's that it quiets down enough for you to focus on you, for you to focus on the next step in front of you. It quiets the noise of the old rules. Again, we think those are the rules, those are the things that I have to do. They're not. But you have to allow yourself to quiet them down, to quiet your past experiences, to be like, I see now why they didn't work. And then to be able to take yourself out of them, to focus on you. When you focus on you, it changes so many aspects of your life. This works because it allows you to create a plan for you, for your body and your life. The time that you have. You use the time that you have and you will allow it to be enough versus telling yourself, I don't have the time. This plan tells me I need 2 hours to work out. I've got 20 minutes. So instead of taking the 20 minutes, you do nothing because the plan told you you needed 2 hours. But when you focus on you and you create a plan for your life, that 20 minutes is more than enough. And the more you take that 20 minutes, the more reps you get in, the more you quiet your inner mean girl, the more you build your confident self. This way focuses on simplicity. It really allows you to take out so much of the overwhelm that has held you back in the past. Again, it doesn't make it easy all of the time, but it makes it simple. And the more that we can find simple and the more we can take action from a simple place, the easier it does get. And I think the biggest reason that this works, when you quiet that inner mean girl, what ends up happening is that you shift from doing the like quote unquote right things to doing the things that are right for you, the things that are right for your life. And when you make that shift, just like the 2 hours versus the 20 minutes, you show up more. You spend less time in the drama of, I don't have time for this, this doesn't work for me. And you spend more time in what's available to me today. That leads you to making better decisions, more empowered decisions, decisions that feel good, not just in the moment, but long term. When we are in a plan or in a weight loss journey that feels really restrictive and strict, what we tend to do is to make decisions that feel good in that moment, right? Like we feel like I have no willpower, I can't do this thing, and so I'm just going to go eat this thing. And then we get in the cycle of capturing like the short term comfort, and then we feel even worse long term. It's like we layer on negative emotions. But when you learn to quiet your inner mean girl and when you take this you focused approach that works for your life, you put you in the driver's seat, not the plan, not the restrictions, or not throwing it all out the window. You make decisions that feel good for the life you're living now, but the life that you're creating for yourself. And that creates so much emotional intelligence over your life. Think about how often your emotions take over your life. We eat, we scroll, we shop, we people please because of the emotions that we want to avoid or the emotions that we think that we want to feel, even though they're very short-term emotions. When you can do things in a way that works for you, when you allow yourself to write your own rules, you tap into your emotions in such a deeper way. You start to see how those emotions really play into your life, and then you build control back over them. You decide, here's how I'm not going to use my emotions. Here's how I really want to feel, and I'm going to aim towards that. But you build strength and courage in the ability to do that. So we think in order to lose weight that we need restrictions, we need the strict plans, we need more time, we need more willpower, we need to feel ready, we need somebody to just tell us what to do and we'll do it. And here's what I want to offer you. When it comes to losing weight, this is what's required. You need the desire for change. If you are on this call today, if you are listening to the replay, if you signed up for this class, if you have thought about it in any way, you have a desire for change. You have a desire to lose weight, to feel better in your body. Follow that desire. You don't need to feel ready. You are ready. You have the desire for it. That is the foundation. You need belief in yourself that you can take action towards it. And I say take action towards it because you may not yet have the belief that you can lose weight and that you can lose weight and confidently keep it off, only because you may be in a place where you really do feel like I have tried everything and nothing works. So going from one end of the spectrum of nothing works to I can lose weight and keep it off may feel too hard. But you will get there. You can get there. I promise you that. And as a coach, I always hold that belief for my clients themselves. You just need to have belief that maybe it's possible, that you're willing to try, that you want to change. Sometimes that's just the belief that you need. I one time had a client, we had worked together for a number of years, but when she first started working with me, she could not believe that she could lose the weight and keep it off. She was in a place where she was very down on herself, where she didn't see how it was possible, but something brought her to get on a call with me. And that is what I always pointed out to her. You are here, you took action, you believe that there's something available to you. And it took a little while. Like we had to stay in that place of like, you believe that there's something available. You believe that you want this. You believe that there is a step that you could take. And eventually she took those steps and she kept taking those steps and she created so much change in her life. And she saw how powerful that was and she wanted to keep going. I always hold that belief, but I know that there's also belief in you. It requires awareness. Awareness of what's been going on, awareness of, oh, I have tried these things. Maybe there are some things that you tried or pieces of things that did work for you. And we want to want to draw those out. We want to carry them with you. We don't want everything to be lost. But there's also awareness of, you know what, these things didn't work for me and I'm not going there anymore. I never once thought about quieting my inner mean girl. When I was struggling, it was like, nope, nothing works. On to the next plan. Nothing works. On to the next plan. And I was like, there's a common denominator here. It's me. It's me. It's the voice inside my head. I wasn't the problem, but the problem was the stories that I was telling myself. And so we want to build awareness around what's happening, what's working for you, what's not working for you, how your body responds to things, what you believe you want, the decisions that you're making. Are they decisions that feel good or don't feel good? You want to develop connection to your goals, connection to your body, connection first to that desire. When you're connected to that desire, it feels harder to not follow it, to not take steps towards it than it does to like sit back and do whatever. And most importantly, courage. We think about being confident, we think about losing the weight and how good that'll feel, but before confidence comes courage. Courage comes from doing something differently, from being willing to go through something differently. All of the doubt and all of the fear and all of the pressure that you may feel that is holding you back doesn't have to go away. It won't go away. So if you're waiting for that to start, just know that's not going to go away, but you can move through it, and that takes courage. And when you do these things, when you quiet your inner mean girl, when you step into this desire, when you create a plan for you and you really focus on you and your life, you lose weight in a way that's sustainable, in a way that you know with confidence you are keeping off because you know exactly how you got there. You didn't feel deprived. You never once had to pull back on your life or shut things down. You learned how to incorporate those things in a way that works for you, in a way that supports your goals and drives you forward. You created habits that worked with your life no matter what season they were in. I had a client come to me and it was December and she really wanted to lose weight. She was at a point, she just was not feeling good in her body. She knew that she wanted to change and she was ready to start working with me. And then she said, can I start in January? And I said, absolutely, you can. But why would you want to wait? I think she came like early December. And I said, absolutely. It's always your choice when you start. But think about waiting and going through the holidays on your own in the old patterns, with your old habits, with your inner mean girl, with your old beliefs of what it takes. Or imagine going through the holidays knowing you are fully supported, knowing what works for you, having already taken steps to move yourself forward. There's a big difference in that. And she decided she wasn't going to wait. She started right away. And I work with clients for 6 months. She created so much change in her life in 3 months that we got to work on so many more things that we didn't even think we would ever touch. but because she didn't wait, because she found what worked for her and her life, and she created habits during the busiest time. And if you can create habits when life is busy, think about how much easier it'll be when life slows down. You don't have to wait till life slows down. You want to conquer it when it's busy. This really allows you to focus on simple, on doable. It creates a lot of ease in your life. It takes the pressure off. And as you take the pressure off, you build more trust in yourself. You build more confidence that you carry with you across all areas of your life. You create these bigger ripples of positive change. You create more energy by showing up for you, taking care of you, letting go of some of these exhausting and demanding thoughts that we have in our brain. We spend so much time and energy fighting our inner mean girl, resisting change, resisting our reality. And when you learn to quiet that down and you focus on simple, on doable, on your life, it creates so much more space, so much more energy, so much more ease that you then get to pour back into your life. I did want to point this out because I often hear this is that a lot of the time women will tell me that they believe that they need to be hard on themselves in order to change. They think, oh, but if I'm hard on myself, it gives me the kick in the butt that I need in order to create change in my life. What I want to offer you today is that that may be true, but only ever short term. Think back to those examples that I gave you of what it sounds like to go through your journey, thinking this is what I need to do with your inner mean girl in your ears, being really hard on you, pulling you down, telling you that you can't do it, that it's too hard, that it doesn't work for your life, that will never last long term. It is short term, and the more that you choose short term, the more that you create short term in your life, short term weight loss, short term habits. We want to get past the short term and think about I'm creating ease and confidence and energy and habits and weight loss for the rest of my life. And so I thought this would be kind of fun to walk through the tale of two voices. So we've got our inner mean girl, that little devil inside your ear, and then we've got life without our inner mean girl. And I picked this figure because I thought it, to me, I was thinking about like you have your own back. So I was like, oh, this woman just has her own back. Like she's got herself through and through. So on one side of your weight loss journey, you've got the journey that you would take with your inner mean girl. That leads with that negative self-talk, that leads with that doubt that tells you you're so fat or I need to lose weight. I can't believe I let myself get here. The one that thinks that no matter what you do, you're not doing enough, that you have to do more. The one that's constantly like telling you that you're failing, that you can't do it. Think about those words and how those words sit in your body. And if you constantly are telling yourself you can't do it, you're not doing enough, you have to do more, it's frustrating. It's disappointing. You always feel like you're behind. You're after a while, you just get really defeated. I'm not doing enough. I'm doing so much, but I'm not doing enough. I'm clearly not doing enough. And then you start to restrict even more. You start to deprive yourself even more because you're not doing enough. So then you got to do more of this other thing. You start to shrink your life to a place that does not feel good. You start to push harder. You focus on all of the wrong things. And eventually you give up because that voice inside your head is always there, always pushing, always defeating, always frustrating, always disappointing you. That's one journey. And that's always available to you. But I want to offer you a different journey. The journey where you have your own back, where you quiet your inner mean girl, where you hear her stories, where you are very clear on what those stories are and you can pick them out and you can identify them quickly, but you have your own back and you focus on the desire, on the belief, on the connection to what you want, and you have the courage to be taking action towards it. Those stories sound more like I want to feel healthier. I want to lose weight. I want to feel stronger. I know that I'll feel so much better when I do this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm willing to figure it out. I'll get there. It feels more compassionate. It feels more um, like more trust, right? I trust myself to do this. I haven't done it yet, or I have done it in the past, but now I want to do it in a different way. It's very trusting. There's perseverance and drive in there. There's motivation to take the small steps and then to repeat those small steps over and over and over again, to allow them to be enough because that's what you have time for. That's what fits with your schedule. That's what's available for you today. And then you celebrate them. You celebrate the fact that you took 20 minutes for yourself. You start to look at what did those 20 minutes create in my life? What's working here? What's not working? And you ask yourself those questions without any judgment. You just want to like really evaluate because it's you. You have the tools to do this. And when you can see what's working, you carry that with you. And when you can see without judgment what's not working, you allow yourself to let it go or to modify it. Well, this didn't work, but I think this could. But ultimately, you keep going. This is what the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method is all about. It's simple, it's doable, it's focused on you. We identify those stories of your inner mean girl, the sneaky ones, not just like the loud ones, but the sneaky ones too. And we start to rewrite them, not from a place of like, everything is great in life, but here's what I'm capable of. Here's what I believe is possible. Here's what's the truth. We create a feel good plan for you. It's focused on you, your life, your goals, the time that you have, and most importantly, your body. We work towards that goal and we build trust in yourself every step of the way. On the good days and the days where you feel challenged. There will be days where you feel challenged. That's life. Life is 50-50. It gives us everything. And we don't want to only be able to take action or feel good about ourselves on the good days. We've got to like really hone in on those challenging days too and know I've got this. That's where having a coach is really helpful. A coach is always going to have your back when it's hard to have your own back. And most importantly, it's loving your body through change. Everything that you have tried to date, there was probably an element of hating on your body, wanting so badly to be in a different body, to needing to change your body. And we look at that as here's my body right now, and I want to change it. We don't stop there, but we do love your body through change. We look at what is your body capable of. We meet your body where it is right now versus thinking it's got to be something different. It is life changing to meet your body where it is now and to see what it's capable of. And then these are other things that happen along the way. When you really quiet your inner mean girl, when you allow yourself to step into the woman who just believes she's going to create the results that she wants, you learn how to navigate those high and low motivation days. You become the creator of motivation in your life. This, I think, is one of the greatest skills that you can develop for yourself is that you no longer have to wait for motivation to be there in order to believe in yourself or to take action towards your goals or to feel good about yourself. You become the creator of motivation in your life when you know exactly how to navigate the days where you're highly motivated but also the days where your motivation is so low that you can't even find it. And when you can navigate those low motivation days just as well as you do the high ones, you become the creator of motivation in your life. You become the woman who just makes really empowered decisions for her. You master your body and your body's hunger cues and cravings. Right now, when you are starting out on a weight loss journey or just getting it ramped up, it can feel like those things have power over you. But when you really understand your body and how your inner mean girl has played a role in it, and how your emotions have played a role in it, you become a master at your cravings, a master at your hunger cues, a master at knowing when you're satisfied so that you don't overeat. A lot of the times, weight loss is just we overeat. Even if we're eating good foods, we just tend to overeat. And you master those skills by deeply understanding your body and your emotions. You find emotional fulfillment in your life in all of the right places versus finding it in the pantry when you're stressed. That doesn't actually feel good. And when you find emotional fulfillment, you actually live your life more. You embrace where you are. This is part of that loving your body through change. Creating a having mentality is looking at here's my life right now, loving on your life, accepting your life, acknowledging it the way that it is, and knowing this is exactly where I need to be to create the change that I want. We often resist that, and resisting it is the hardest thing you can ever do because you're just resisting reality. I teach my clients how to really develop here's where I am, this is what I have. To love on what they have, knowing what they have right now is building what they want in the future. And that's the second part of that, right? You're going to learn to embrace your future self, to start showing up as her every single day. Not in these big, massive ways where you're overhauling your life, but in the simple, doable ways and in the way that you think about yourself and in the way that you feel. And you develop a sense of unconditional self love for you. So I thought I would leave you with this is that bringing it back to your inner mean girl, to why all of those other plans that you have tried that didn't work, why they didn't work is because your inner mean girl will always try to talk you out of things. Always. She will always direct your attention to what hasn't worked, to what you haven't been able to do, to all of the times that you failed, all of the times that you fell off track, all of the times that you've never been able to stick with anything. She'll then take those things and use it as evidence as to what is possible for you. That all changes when you quiet her down. You have a past, you have past experiences. Those past experiences aren't what creates your future. What creates your future is what you do from the moment you decide you want change all the way through. It's how you talk to yourself. And quieting your inner mean girl isn't just like, oh, I just quiet my thoughts, the negative thoughts down, and then I get the thing that I want. It's quieting those negative thoughts down and taking the right actions for you, focusing your time and energy in the places that drive you forward. And then your future is created because of you, not because of the things that you have or haven't done in the past. So that is the end of the class. If that was enough for you, let me see if I can get the chat box up here. Again, my computer's being a little wonky. So let me just see if I can find the chat. If there's any questions in there, I am happy to answer them. But I also do want to invite you to keep the momentum going here. If this resonated with you, if I can figure out my screen here, if this resonated with you, I want to invite you to join me, to come work with me, to learn the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method deeply. Yes, Jay, we'll get replays. That will be going out hopefully later tonight. I have to download it, but then I will send it out later tonight. And you do have and you should have an email in your inbox right now. If you don't, it is coming soon that will give you all of this information, this invite to join me. Oh, you're so welcome. So you can have that, but if you do want to join me, I invite you to do that, to schedule a free consultation call. I'm offering you a free 60-minute consultation call where we're going to really go through this. I want to really understand where you are. This is where that you focused approach starts to happen. We talk about where you are, what you've been doing, what's been getting in your way, what your inner mean girl has been telling you, what has made her doubt yourself, what has held you back in the past. We get super clear on what those stories are, and that becomes your foundation so that we can create that plan for you and to rewrite your stories. It is a 6 month program. We meet every week for 24 weeks for 45 minutes. And we do this focus on you, on your inner mean girl, on quieting her down, on creating a feel good plan that builds your confidence, that creates your confident self, that gives you the tools that you need and allows you to take action to lose weight and to keep it off in a way that you know it's staying off. In between calls, we do a lot of work on our calls, but in between calls is where the majority of the work happens. This is where I do offer unlimited text and email support. If you find yourself in a place where you're like, oh my gosh, this is coming up, what do I do? I had a client text me the other day and she was like, oh my gosh, can we have an emergency session? I'm like, absolutely. Let me see what I have on my calendar. And if we can work things out over a text, we can work things out over a text or an email. But you have 24 sessions. You can use them as it works for your schedule. But just know the majority of the work happens outside of the calls. And so I want you to feel fully supported during that time, even though that's where you're building your self concept, where you're putting in like the plan that we've set into place. You do have that support available to you. But it is a completely customized approach. We talk about you, we talk about your body, we talk about your goals, we look at your life, we focus on the time that you have, and we create what I love to call that feel good plan for you. That's where we reimagine weight loss in a way that feels simple and doable, a way that works with your life, and a way that you really feel like, I've got this. I'm going to take this with me. And that is always, always my goal. So with the one-on-one coaching, again, you get 24 weeks of coaching. You get 24 calls for 6 months, over the course of 6 months. If they need to be extended out because of vacations and that sort of thing, of course that we do that. But this is everything that we really focus on, everything that you build within yourself to carry with you and create that confidence that this is yours for the rest of your life. It's quieting that inner mean girl, that negative self-talk. It's understanding the doubts and the feels, I'm getting my understanding the doubts and the fear, getting my words mixed up here. It's creating that feel-good plan for you. It's allowing yourself to write your own rules, to let go of all of those rules that never worked for you in the first place. It's paving your own path, loving the path that you pave for yourself. It's knowing I always have the opportunity to change this path, to see like what's different. If I notice this thing doesn't work, I'm going to do it this way. It gives you the opportunity to live more, to make decisions and feel empowered to make decisions that feel good to you. We celebrate hard because this is the most motivating thing that we can do. And yet, one of the things that we are not very good at doing, especially us women, is celebrating ourselves, celebrating our progress, especially when your inner mean girl is loud and she's telling you that you're not doing enough, that it doesn't feel good. You learn how to evaluate what's working, what's not working, without any judgment, without any criticism, without pulling yourself down. We do it from a very neutral place so that you feel empowered to move yourself forward. And when you combine these things and you build the skill sets that we talked about, you lose weight and you know it's staying off. I have lost it for good. I have everything that I need. I know exactly how I got here and I'm good. I've got this. Can you imagine? Take a minute and imagine your life having lost the weight and being like, I've got this. How amazing would that feel? That's available to you. That is weight loss reimagined. Mm. Oh, let's see here. Why is it not going? So why now? Let's keep the momentum going. You're here, you've signed up, you're listening to the replay, this resonates with you. Don't allow your inner mean girl to let you stop here. This is just the beginning. Every day that you wait is a chance for your inner mean girl to get louder, to create a bigger gap between where you are right now and where you want to be. It creates more doubt, more confusion, more overwhelm because her stories just play in a loop inside your brain. We want to end that, quiet them down as quickly as possible. You already know what doesn't work. You've been there, you've done that. You have tried the things, and instead of allowing those things to bring you down, what you want to do is to drive yourself forward, to have the courage to take that first step, that next step. And the sooner that you do that, the faster you get results, the more momentum you create, the more motivation, the more inspiration. That is what I want to invite you to do now. As a special bonus for you, I'm offering you a free 60-minute consultation where we're going to dive into all of this. What's what you've tried in the past, why it hasn't worked. We're going to figure out the stories of your inner mean girl. We're going to break them down. We're going to create a blueprint to get you to where you want to be, simply, doably, in a way that feels good to you. And then we'll discuss, okay, here's what it looks like to step in to the quiet your inner mean girl method. Here's exactly what we would do when we work together. So again, it's 6 months while we work together. Yeah, and I saw that question. Yes. Is it only 6 months that you work with clients? Yes. My program is 6 months long, and I'll tell you why it's 6 months. I have tried all different um, frequencies, durations of my program in the past, and 6 months has been where my clients get the best results. 6 months allows life to happen. It allows you to go through all of the things: birthday parties, holidays, vacations, stress at work, stress with kids, different seasons of life, and you feel fully supported throughout every season. 6 months equips you with the tools that you need to navigate the ups and downs of life, the high and the low motivation days, the ins and the outs. 6 months sets you up for success. I could do any duration, but I want to set you up for success. And 6 months has been what I have found my clients who have been most successful come in with 6 months under their belt. A lot of my clients continue to work with me beyond 6 months because they see the change that they're making. And I'll also offer, sometimes we get results quicker than 6 months, and then we get to expand and to create even more, to focus on even more. But 6 months is where I have found really is the sweet spot for creating change in your life. And I also offer to think about how many times have you not given yourself enough time to create the change that you want in your life? We give ourselves a week or 2 weeks or a month, and then when we don't see that change, we're like, no, it's not working. I'm out of here. And we want to knock that down. That's just the story of your inner mean girl. So 6 months, 24 sessions, weekly sessions. We meet for 45 minutes every one of those sessions. And we create a feel good plan and we create simple, doable action steps after each of those calls. Let me see if there are any other questions. What if I can't quiet my inner mean girl? I feel like she's really loud. Yes. I get that. Mine was too. But it is possible for you to quiet her down no matter what her stories are. And that's where having a coach really comes in and helps you to navigate what those stories are and to help you find your truth. The only reason you're believing those stories, the only reason it feels hard to quiet her down is because you think that it's the truth and it's not. So we're going to find your truth. And your truth is different from the next person's truth, which is why it's so important that we focus on you and create a feel good plan for you. How do I know if it's enough? That's the story of your inner mean girl. Enough is always the story of your inner mean girl. We get to decide, and that's part of creating your own rules is deciding when it's enough is enough and to know like is what I'm doing to really evaluate actually moving me forward. Okay, so that is it for our calls today. I am going to wrap up. We are over time, and I think we've covered them all. If you have any questions that I didn't get to or I didn't see, please email them to me. My email is there. You should also have an email in your inbox with all of the information about joining me. Schedule that bonus consultation call. Keep the momentum going. Join me in the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. You can also visit my website. You can visit my Instagram. I have a podcast, Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl podcast. You can check that out. But schedule that free consultation. Let's talk. Let's explore where you are, where you want to be, and let's create that roadmap for quieting your inner mean girl and losing weight for the last time. All right. I will talk to you soon. Bye.